Hello friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Jessica and I'm so glad that you guys are joining me because we are doing a reading journal reflection flip through where we are going to be reflecting on what I read in September, but also what I've read all year long. And then I also want to talk about what we're going to be reading in October because I have a stack of books with me. So for my new viewers, welcome, and my returning viewers, welcome back. If you guys wanted to join me, grab your stuff, drink, food, whatever you want, and let's get started. So let's go ahead and start with October's books. So I am kind of going for a lot of physical books. And some of these I am reading like at the same time of listening to the audiobook. But so I actually have two by Gillian McAllister. I am currently listening and reading to Wrong Place, Wrong Time. Like I will literally be like reading the book as the audio is playing and just kind of following along, and I said I really enjoy that. And then after that I will be doing Just Another Missing Person. Both of these I got from Book Club Girls. And then I'm also listening and reading to A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon. Sometimes when I'm doing like an audio and physical at the same time, that means that I can be able, that if I need to like cook or clean, I can be able to listen to the book and then just kind of catch back up on where I'm at and then go back to following along in the physical book while listening. So again, really enjoy doing that. But yeah, so this is one. We've got Such Sharp Teeth. It's a werewolf novel. It's kind of like a werewolf romance novel. Super excited for this one. And she just came out with a new one. I can't remember what it's called. I think it's called like Black Sheep, I think it is. And I'm really, really, really tempted to check it out. Like maybe I was kind of thinking about grabbing it from the library. And then we have The Housemaid's Secret. By the way, if you guys didn't know that Barnes & Noble has books, buy one, get one, 50% off. It's not all of their books, obviously. It's usually like their featured selections, but highly recommend. That's usually what I do when I pick up a lot of my books. But yeah, so The Housemaid's Secret, it is the sequel to The Housemaid. Can't wait to read this one. And then I also want to read The Unfortunate Side Effects of Heartbreak and Magic. This is one that I went to Brianne Randall's author chat book signing at Barnes & Noble. So she did sign it and thought that was super, super cool. But yeah, so this is my physical TBR. I am really enjoying this one so far. I don't know if I may be at the right spot. I don't know. I'll have to, next time I pick up the audiobook, I'll have to check it out. But this one's definitely on the list for today. On that note, let's go ahead and flip through my reading journal. So we start with my books read. This is where I keep basically like a bookshelf of all of the books that I have read, and they are color coded by the rating. So 1 through 5, and usually a 1 I may even give to a DNF. So I honestly don't have like a lot of ones in here. For September, I can't remember where I started. I think I started right here. So I basically read from right here to right here. I had 2 3 stars. I had 4 5 stars. And then I had 9. Wait, 2 3 stars, 4 5 stars, and 9 4 stars. So it was a good month. It was a very good month. I'm kind of a little nervous that I'm going to run out of room. Considering that there's 3 months left, I highly doubt that I will. And then my Goodreads challenge goal, I am at 160. My original goal was 100, so obviously I have exceeded that. I think this will end up going up to 200. If I need to add another one, I can. My TBR, I basically gave up on. What is a TBR at this point? Literally every book is on my to be read list. Daily reading, of course, I'm literally reading every single day in some capacity. And then we come to my reading it in pixels. And what I did notice is for September, I didn't listen to an audiobook every single day. So there was one day that I listened to only audiobooks. I didn't read any Kindle. I didn't read any physical. There was a day that I listened to, or I only read a Kindle. There was 2 days that I only read physical. We had a whole bunch of days where it was both. And then we kind of come to like a little spurt where it was Kindle. Mainly, it was like only Kindle with like one day where I actually listened to an audiobook. And then the rest of the month, it was split between both an audio and either a physical or a Kindle. So I thought that was really interesting, especially considering that I actually had a month where I was reading physical books. And the physical book that I read was Assistant to the Villain. Was it? Yeah, I'm almost positive that physical book was Assistant to the Villain. A to Z challenge, I was able to add a couple of books onto it. So I added on Assistant to the Villain, which was a fantastic book. Of the physical books that I read for September, I only have one of them because the other one was part of a traveling book club, and I've already sent that on to the next person. But it is by Hannah Nicole Maurer. This was a really, really fun book. It's fantasy. It has like a little bit of a romance, but really not that much. And it had a lot of things that kind of reminded me of the show The Office. So if you like The Office, if you want like a fun, cozy fantasy, definitely check this one out. The book Can't Help Falling, which that is one that I got a physical copy of. This was gifted to me from the author. So Courtney Walsh, she sent us both the e-copy, the ebook, and she sent us the physical book. This was such a fun rom-com. Very warm, very cozy, just leaves you like really happy at the very end. So this is definitely another one that I recommend. And then the other one that I added was Snowed In for Christmas, which that's another one that I was gifted. So I thought that was like super cool. So Jacqueline Snow wrote this one. It released on October 3rd. So they sent me the e-version and they sent me a finished copy. Snowed In for Christmas. It is a romantic comedy. So rom-com. It is open door, so if you don't like the open door spice scenes, this is probably not the one for you, but this was a really, really fun book to read. I loved the chemistry between the characters. I loved the story. Basically, these two are stuck at his house because there is a huge blizzard in the Midwest. All the power goes out. She has a broken window at her house, so she goes over to stay at his. And they just basically have to get through it. It is a second chance romance, so they have history together. But yeah, definitely one that if you are looking for a good Christmas, this one I really, really enjoyed. DNF, I haven't been doing anything with this one. Like I DNF'd a book in January and in February and in May. I don't think that I've really DNF'd like a book since then, unless it was one that I started and I just really like I got very little into it and I decided this is just not like my vibe at this time. I haven't had any books where I DNF'd it like less than 10%. So if I add something else to DNF, I may do it only if I go past 30%. And then monthly arcs. So these are all of the advanced reader copies that I've been reading each month. August was my biggest month ever. September I did 6. So Haunting on the Hill and Snowy Serendipity, those were both audio, so ALCs, advanced listening copies. Can't Help Falling and Snowed In for Christmas, those ones were both ones that I was gifted the book. And then I also read Thank You for Sharing and Kiss and Spell. Yes, Duke, please lay down on my stuff. I would appreciate it. Okay. I would have to say for September, my top favorite of the arcs was Haunting on the Hill, Can't Help Falling, and Snowed In for Christmas. I enjoyed Kiss and Spell, but I think I would have enjoyed it more had I read the first book first. I felt like I was missing a lot with it, so I would like to go back and read the first book first, and then that may kind of change how I feel about Kiss and Spell, because if not, if my questions don't get answered in the first book, then it's like, why weren't they answered in the second book? That sort of thing. Okay, I gotta move him. All right, so then Duke is like, no, that's not how it works. So the yearly review, we're gonna go all the way to September. I read 15 books. One of my lowest months ever. Actually, it is my lowest month ever. 3 physical, 2 Kindle, and 10 audio total. I have not made any updates to my 2024. Wow. Okay. Let me just scooch him over. He's like, no, it's mine. But yeah, I mentioned I haven't made any updates to 2024. I see them everywhere. I just keep forgetting to add them. And then I have my fall reading. So fall reading is like the bingo that my friend and I did for summer, which I only did 3 books. I didn't do the other ones. I'm keeping the papers, the little pictures in there, because I will eventually read them. I do have the bingo board completed. Let me go ahead and like pull that up, and I can kind of share with you the books that I put on there. And I kind of cheated this time. Okay, so I went ahead to Canva. So I am taking some of the books that I have picked out. So, A Witch's Guide to Fake Dating a Demon, The Housemaid's Secret, Just Another Missing Person, Such Sharp Teeth, Wrong Place, Wrong Time. The book Perfectly Nice Neighbors is one that I also put on here. And then I gave myself 3 mood reader spaces, which basically means it is physical books, but it's going to depend on my mood, because my mood changes a lot. So yeah, so that's my selections. If I can be able to finish all of the books that I want to finish for October, like the physical books, then that would have knocked out several spaces on my bingo board. And I mean, maybe like I can use one of these for my mood reader. We'll see. In terms of the book club girls Joyful Chaos, we got the book Just Another Missing Person and the book Blonde Identity. I have already read the book Blonde Identity, but I listened to the audio, but I want to reread it now that I have the physical version. Oh, and I'm so excited about I'm excited about one of the books that we're getting for October. It's called A Murder in the Family. I don't know really how, like I haven't read it. I haven't really looked at the synopsis. I've looked at like reels and stuff where it kind of talks about the book, and there's like a lot of texting back and forth, and I think maybe emails and phone calls, but I've heard really good things about it, so I'm super excited about that one. And this is copies of my physical. This is not updated, so we're gonna skip past that. And let's go to my monthly. So monthly, what I have, and this is what I've been doing for every single month. I have, well, most months is what I'm doing it. I'm putting in a TBR, book club dates, and then I'm putting in pictures of the books that I'm reading. And then on the calendar, I have been tracking when I start a book and when I finish a book. For a while, I was putting in like the numbers on the side. I want to figure out exactly what I want to do for 2024. I like the idea of having the numbers on this page as well, but it's going to be a matter of making sure that I'm keeping up with it. Then February, I actually had to add in like a whole nother sheet, and I really like how I decorated it. I thought it was just super fun. For being the shortest month, I was really surprised that February was like my best month read. And then my monthly calendar. And then March. And then the monthly calendar. Sorry if you can't see this side very well. I give up on trying to move Duke. And then April. April, I didn't put in the TBR. I think a lot of it I just didn't have time and I didn't take the time. And then the calendar, and this was also when I stopped decorating it because it was just, I just didn't have the time, and I just wasn't taking the time. I could have made the time. I wasn't taking the time. And then May, this was one where I was recording reels of Duke picking my next book from a little jar of scrap paper. He actually decided to unionize and go on strike for doing that, so I stopped having him pick my TBR. And then my monthly calendar. I like just honestly keeping it super simple. And then June, again, I didn't make the time. And then the monthly. And then July, didn't make the time. I've read so many books. I love it. And then the calendar. Like having just a super simple calendar makes me so happy. And then August. August, I didn't put in dates for book club, but I did go ahead and put in TBR. And here's the calendar. And then September, we have TBR and dates and all the book covers. I was good this month. And the calendar. And then for October, I have put in TBR. I have put in dates. And I was actually kind of just looking at that, and I'm like, oh crap, I have 2 books that I need to try to read before the 10th. I don't think it's going to happen. But I haven't started doing anything with this. I will probably take time today to start updating that. However, what I have been doing is I have been keeping my Goodreads available, or keeping my Goodreads up to date. Okay, so I've been keeping my Goodreads up to date. So I have currently all of the books that I'm reading. Yes, it is 4 of them. And then I have all of my books read. So then that way it'll be really easy for me just to kind of jump in and start filling this out. And there we go. And then we have 2 more months after October. So basically we will have like 3 more videos of my reading journal for 2023. It feels kind of crazy. Let me know what you think. Thank you guys so much for joining me. If you watch this all the way through, I want you to tell me one book that is on your TBR, and go ahead and share like the genre with me as well. Thank you guys. Thumbs up, subscribe, click the notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe and enjoy the next video.